welcome back to my channel. Today let me show you how I prepare this delicious tomato stew. First of all, I have here my fresh tomatoes, onion, bell pepper, ginger, garlic on the stove. I first of all boil this and blend it into a puree form, then I use it for so this is how it generated its own water. So I use the water to blend the tomatoes. And the next thing I did is to prep my beef. So this is the meat I'm using. I seasoning it with all the spices and ingredients that I have for seasoning meat. I let it stay there for some minutes before I on the stove, and the ingredients, everything has mixed well with the meat. So this is the final look of the meat boil. I don't want it to be well cooked because I will end up frying it. So these are the ingredients I'm using for the tomato stew. Guys, I will leave everything under the description. Please check it out. So it is the fish, the cooked beef, the carrots, bell peppers, the red, yellow, green, and also cucumber, onion, blended ginger, and hwentia. I'll leave everything under the description. It's time for me to fry the meat. So first of all, I tested the oil and it was hot, and I have to pour my meat because this meat was tempting me. I ended up chewing it so I have to fry it fast. So I just put everything and start frying the meat. Whenever I'm preparing tomato stew, this is the size I always go for. So now that the meat is well fried, I remove everything from the oil, and this is what I want the meat to look like. Not that dry, not that wet, like it should be like this, and the oil shows that it is well fried. So the next thing is for me to fry the fish. I didn't even fry it, I just steam it a little bit in the oil and remove it because this fish is fillet, is not that, it doesn't take time. Normally fish doesn't take time too, so I just steam it a little bit, remove it, and then move to the next stage. So the next thing is to add my blended ginger, garlic, onion, and hwentia, that's black pepper, natural black pepper. Add everything. So I just add everything to the oil, and the fish flavor was so good. The kitchen was smelling nice. I just added the chopped onion to the blended mix and added. So I just give it a stir, let it cook for 5 to 7 minutes on the low heat, and I give it a stir again. It's time for me to add tomato paste to it. I fried this enough, and I add the tomato paste, 2 tablespoons or so. I just give it a stir, fry it very well before the next thing. This tomato stew did not take time because I've already cooked the fresh tomatoes. I continue frying my tomato paste with the onion and other stuff I've already added. I give it a stir it well, fry, and I continue with the next stage that I need to add to this thing. So I let it cook, and this is the look it came out. So this shows that I should add the next thing. So the next thing I did was to add the powdered pepper, that's the cayenne pepper. This pepper is not that hot, so I just add it, but too much of it is also bad. So I went in with this quantity because the tomato stew that I'm making is plenty, so I needed the stew to be hot. Like the pepper shouldn't be small, it should be above, not too hot. Because my husband and I, we like pepper, we can stand it. We don't have a child that is eating, so it's okay for us. So I stir it, allow it to boil for some minutes in a low heat, and I add the tomato mix to it. That's the pepper, like the bell pepper, ginger, garlic, onion, blend everything and add diced tomatoes to it too. That's the canned diced tomatoes. Because I realized my tomatoes wasn't enough, so I added canned tomatoes to it. And this is how the tomatoes is boiling or is cooking. So here is my frozen chicken broth. I just store it in the freezer and I just added it to it. So this is the fish. I'm adding everything to it. Give it a stir, allow it to cook, and the stew is in the process of getting ready. So I just stir it well. So these are the seasonings I use: the black pepper, curry powder, everything. So crayfish, I added 2 spoons of crayfish, stir it. At this stage, the tomatoes is almost done, so it's time for me to add all the vegetables to this tomato stew. So first of all, that's my carrot and my cucumber, green beans, my bell peppers. That's it. That's the vegetables I use for this tomato stew. And this stew, in fact, the pot wasn't big enough for this stew, but I managed to let it stay stable. I struggled, but it went well. And then the end result was okay. So this is the tomatoes after stirring the vegetables inside. I don't want the vegetables to overcooked. Like, I don't want it that way. Whenever I'm preparing vegetable stew or something like this, there's no vegetable stew but tomato stew, and I've added vegetables to it. So this is the fried meat. This meat, my husband chopped half, I also chop half, and that is it. So I just package everything into these bowls. I got 8 or 9 or so too, like I don't know. So I just package it in the bowls, store some in the freezer, store some under the list. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.